That's what I figured, but
Yeah, there you go. I switched out some stuff last night,
hmm.
and that's one of the things I did.
Yeah. I don't know why it was being finicky about it, because it has a few other mechs that have the same, so
No idea. I every time I tried pulling on it, I was like, "Yeah, you don't have permission to create new actors." It's like I'm not. Hello?
it thinks it is though, because it makes a
Yeah.
turret drone thing,
Yep.
which is strange and kind of silly, because I have to, every time Theo updates, delete a bunch of architect project stuff.
Mm.
It's just the way that the system freaking works for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Because, I mean, it doesn't even give me any information about him. The turret drone is literally just nothing other than the size 1, which isn't even correct. All I have is the name. That's what I have. Oh boy. So I'm not entirely sure why it's being ornery about it.
Or Journey.
It's because it is, I suppose. I gotta put these guys in the NPC box.
Can't wait to eventually kill Oberon Sterling. It'll be funny.
Eh?
Call him cringe and then shoot him down.
Put this in your... Let's just take it off the notification. This one. All right. So, does everything look correct? Because I did put stuff in this afternoon, but I'm not. I didn't really look it over too hard. I was just doing it up, so.
What I can tell, I got updated. I don't, unless I can see. I thought I did.
Everything looks good to me. Also, they finally have a fucking thing to signify whether or not something's loaded. Sick.
Yeah.
The technology has gotten there.
Mm. Can't believe that only one of these fucking versions need to be loaded, but eh.
Yeah, it seems like Charlotte has not been updated to this stuff. Or
Yeah. Also looks like, just looking at CompCon, freaking Heavy Storm has missing a lot of systems.
is it?
Because you are 2 of 8 left. Yeah, so you only have two SPs left, but you are missing a weapon zone entirely. Which I'm not entirely sure where it went.
Lost it in the mail.
Especially because that's the freaking improved one, apparently. That is very odd.
On the
So I
CompCon
know I
stuff.
updated yours.
Oh, let's just shut down Google entirely.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, I guess.
Mine looks all good. So, woohoo!
Hell yeah.
Is the real
Is the very strange indeed. Oh, let me drag this in. See if that fixes it.
You get to the cloud district very often.
Norm. Supposed to charge it the same, so I don't need that. Don't need twin twisters.
If we don't do something
The old
fast,
mix.
the enemy will win.
That looks fine. Why is it it's not actually associating a pilot with their mech? Very odd.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, Dale can see the test unit. I don't know why it's not showing up on Hatchet, but when it is for everyone else. Growing pains of their new system. Oh boy. That might have something to do with it.
I imagine the two SP that are probably missing from mine are the are from the Tangler cannon, or sorry, the shock scramble round. 'Cause,
Probably, yeah.
yeah. Is there any way I can force update it so that you can see if that does anything? Or in?
There's just a little like update button in the top that has a
Yeah,
cloud icon.
yeah, pilot
Mm.
sequencing.
I mean, I was looking at CompCon and it's still missing a weapon mount and the 2SP. And CompCon should be carrying a batch of scrambler rounds.
Yeah, it should. It also should be carrying with my weapon, but hmm.
Wonder if I don't have the connection to yours.
Let me see.
It is possible.
Here, let me go into our DM so I can see what the link is supposed to look.
I take that back. Everything seems right.
Let me just do this and make it maybe a little easier.
This is the pilot vault data. I think that's the one that I sent from earlier, though. Yeah, it looks the same.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's the same, as far as I can tell, anyway. I think
Uh,
maybe it just didn't grab it for some reason.
yeah.
Well, that's annoying and bizarre. Because it
Answer
does
there.
have the, hey, by the way, yeah, this is a remote pilot, meaning any changes that are made are going to be theirs, and therefore shouldn't be the same. I have no idea. That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and grab that thing. Come on. And, okay, I get it. Thank you. Please go away. Huh? Oh, must need to create a new record for it. It's still most likely the old record. There we go. Why do you refuse to put the mech where it's supposed to be thing? It would be very nice if you did that. So now it should be the correct one. No, it has all the correct weapons. It has all of the correct things that I'm seeing on this end. Let's check the systems quick. Yep. With the scrambler rounds already attached. Very good. And the SP is accurate. Well, that was annoying, but overall not bad.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm sure you all remember what was going on when we were last here.
We're just in downtime right now.
Yeah. You guys have a little bit of downtime as things are worked out. And of course, the excuse is to let you guys kind of somewhat integrate.
Okay. It's good now. Defender is being a little bitch for some reason.
No idea why I didn't bring your gear in, Theo, but that's okay.
I don't really have much gear anyway. It's like an archaic thing.
Oh yeah, you literally just don't have any pilot gear. That's why it's not coming
Yeah.
in.
I'll do it.
So,
Do you have any pilot gear? That's fair, I guess.
so yeah, you guys are basically going to have, you know, at this point at least a few weeks while they sort out details and kind of try and figure out what exactly the next step is. So you guys have basically 2 downtimes worth of stuff to sort out. Whether that's making friends, as you've basically been ordered in the case of Templars, or finding other productive or not productive things to do during that time.
One of them's probably gonna be
Focus on-
Get focused, I'm guessing, is what you're thinking of?
I imagine it's gonna be the second one because I don't think it might not be the first one. And let's get focused expires the end of your next mission, not the end of your
I
next
believe it lasts until the next mission.
Yeah. At least that's how I'm going to do it anyway. So it lasts through all of the combats until the mission ends. Because otherwise it would not be as useful in this sort of campaign idea.
I was informed that there's somewhere I can go rip parts out of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go do that.
Is one of the options. So, other than the book ones, there is basically Scrapper, where you can go out into the sands to go dig up stuff, which is going to be very, very similar to the not power to cost. What the heck?
Scrounge and barter.
Yeah, scrounge and barter. That's effectively what it's going to be. Though it'll basically work a little differently. The good and bad things will be slightly different.
Perhaps scrounge and barter.
No, you don't really have scratch and barter here.
There's people you could barter with. They just probably don't have much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the options aren't exactly all that wide here. The base is very, very small and kind of miserable. You suit guys, well, at least for the three off-worlders. For your vagabond, you're used to it. This is home. Might be a different section of home, but it's home. So, it being hot every day, sandy, and, well, not exactly the best place to go out for a tan, is kind of used to it at this point.
Get some like SPF 200.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
And why are you here? All that's here is sand.
Yeah, there's the oasis, but Dune is not built in an oasis, so. It does have a water source, but for the actual point of keeping the space somewhat more hidden, it is just basically a underwater pool rather than, or underground pool rather than a overground oasis, as most of the other kind of habitable areas of this planet are. So you guys are basically told to play nice and get along. And otherwise, you're kind of left to your own devices.
The enemy has most of the strategic.
There's not much in the base. They have, of course, their command building, which kind of doubles as both storage and water source. Mech storage / printer room, which is all kind of the same small group of buildings. A couple of large barracks, for, of course, well, peoples. And then a small tech building. And unfortunately, at least for the case of Centurion and any other NHPs you guys have, which I guess in this case is mostly Centurion and whatever French brought along, if any, they don't really have a place to keep track of those. So, unfortunately, Boris is keeping it. Woo! Until Boris and Trent showed up, yes. Boris brought a basically like mobile like transport vehicle, which he can do at least the majority of NHP work. It's not exactly the safest of things, but it's about the best as you got.
It's not the safest of things, but when has anything we've ever had been the safest of things?
Yeah, and that's where the mobile storage, NHP storage and recovery vehicle is where most of Bohr's workers stay. As you don't really have a place in the barracks yet. And they're just as weird strangers to the rebels as the rest of you guys are. But they don't have mechs. So...
Losers.
I'd say, if anything, probably slightly more weird and strange, given that they aren't fighting on the front lines.
So, yep. So 50 is getting focused on something. Scavenging.
What was it, or whatever, scrounge.
Scrapping.
Living Dead is scrapping.
Yep.
What about MST and Vagabond? You guys have some time to kill.
I'm just gonna get a drink, I guess. I don't really have anything to do.
Alright. And Regal?
Probably get focused in scrap as well.
Alright. Well, get focused is you win. There is no roll.
Yeah.
So,
Great success.
yeah.
Very nice.
So, yep. You just get a +2 or upgraded to trigger if you don't. If you already have it. So, for those of you scrapping, it works just the same as Scrouge and Barter, effectively. Just The difference is in the, well, the acquiring. So, you gotta pick a trigger and you gotta roll for it. 9 or less, you get what you want, but it's, well, it's damaged effectively is what it's going to be. Or has some other quirk that's going to cause issues. 10 to 19, you get it, but you need to pay a price. And of course, on 20 plus, you're good. No issues. So. And then of course, for get a drink. Yeah, you basically you do need to state an intention of what exactly you're trying to do in getting a drink, other than just chill. Though that is an option. Sometimes you just run into people.
I don't know. I guess like I want to look for. I don't know. I want to talk to like people, I guess, and like try to build my reputation or make some friends or whatever in the base.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't been here, so making your name known is a good idea.
Okay.
So how are you going about that? What trigger are you using?
I don't think I really have any triggers that do it, so can I just use my grit?
Yeah, if you don't have anything else, then grit is always an applicable trigger.
Okay. Well, what about like stay cool, you know, like I'm trying to drink and not completely lose my shit and wake up in the gutter.
That also works, yeah.
Okay.
You're trying to
Sweet.
be smooth.
Part
Yeah,
4,
exactly.
waking up in the gutter.
So, in whichever order, go ahead for the first round of resting.
Should we bop and bot up?
It's a 3, by the way.
Man, I can't reveal that, really? That's a little annoying. So, what were you guys looking for, Castor and 50?
In this case, I was specifically looking for a weapon mod, that being the it's an HA one. Give me a second to figure out what exactly it's called. Optimized engineering.
ID intent, but I guess I'm looking for
Alright, what kind of systems? Mech systems? Your systems?
mech systems.
A Tetris game.
I mean, look through the Harrison Armory systems, because that's what's going to be very, very likely to be found. Anything else, you're going to be very, very hard. I mean, you'll get it, because that's just how Scrounge and Barter works. But
It just might not work, or you might
it's
have to
probably
convince
going
someone
to be
to give it up.
especially quirky for it.
Yeah.
Because if you go looking for something like Horus Tech, which Horus Tech is everywhere, it's just kind of the way Horus Tech is. The Horus Tech you get might have a few viruses, you know.
The horse tech you get might be a virus,
Yeah, basically.
as horse tech is wont to be.
What's the easiest way
Your
for
Horus
me to
Tech, your
comparison?
Horus virus sender might be a little bit more self-aware than you'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it wouldn't be a full NHP, but a particularly annoyed CompCon unit is also annoying and dangerous to an unprepared pilot.
I think last time you also said that I'd be able to steal a weapon. As
Yeah,
if I was
for
using my
you in
Great.
particular, that I'm going to add that as an option.
All right, if that's an option, rather than the other thing, I would rather do that.
Okay. So,
Because just having a free gunshot is kind of nice as a bonus.
yep. So you can grab Horus blah. You can grab HA stuff, or just NHP or NHP. God damn it, NPC mech weapons to an extent. If you see something that you really, really like, then ask and might give it to you.
Sure.
'Cause there are some freaking nuts in PC weaponry. Even if you can only fire it the once.
Yeah.
And just to say, you're not getting a Barbarossa cannon.
No, Jesus. No, this is designed with NPCs in mind, so I'm gonna look through there. I'm probably going to try and grab an artillery piece of some type because that
I'll
fits the
let
best
you
for
and
artillery mech.
I'll let you and Theo kind of look over stuff. While Allie is staying cool. So yeah, you hang out at the base, you chat with some people. While there isn't like a full bar someone set up, there is one that basically is the impromptu bar that someone set up in the corner of one of the barracks. And so you're able to kind of hang out there and chill out. However, seeing as you only got an 11, you don't lose anything. You are at least able to not wake up out in the sand somewhere.
Perfect.
However, you gain one of these 4, but you also lose one of these 4. And I'm going to say ahead of time, if you lose a friend or connection and you don't have one, I'm forcing you to choose something else, or that's going to be a big problem for you. It's not that you lose a friend, it's you make an
You
enemy.
make an enemy. Yeah.
So you gain a good reputation, which of course is fairly self-explanatory, and what your original goal was set out. Alternatively, you can make a friend a connection. You could get a useful item or a piece of information, or a convenient opportunity, which might help if you try something different for the next downtime, or something involved with the next mission, depending on what you're looking for. So, which of those 4 would you like?
I'd like to gain a reputation, but I don't really know like what I can lose because it's not like I really have any of these other things to lose. So what would you say about that?
Well, I mean, I already said for the friend or connection, it's not that you lose an existing friend or connection, it's you make an enemy of someone. Same
Right.
for the useful item, piece of information, you lose a useful item or piece of information. You let something slip, or, for instance, one of your pieces of gear goes randomly missing. And a convenient opportunity is, well, that one I think I'm going to say is probably you can only gain it. Unless you're willing to be ambushed at some point during the missions.
In terms of like losing a piece of gear, like what's like good for that? What's in the cards for that? Or
I mean, it's a piece of your pilot gear for the most part, or
okay.
something that your person might have on them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just lose a piece of gear.
Yeah. So, yeah. What are you losing? Okay, leave it up to you unless you really don't care, in which case I'll just pick something.
I guess I'll just lose my thermite charges for now.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, there's just some thermite charges lying around the base somewhere. Yeah, hopefully
I mean,
that's not a
it could be
problem.
that like you gained reputation, right?
Yeah.
So you might have been like fucking trying to impress people through creative uses of a thermite charge. Hence why you no longer have them.
While we're all pissed drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
You wander out kind of into the sands around the base, kind of, it's because the base is set into is like a big stone structure sitting out in the dunes. And so you just kind of wander out drunk with some of your new good friends, at least good enough to be friends with when you're all, pissed drunk. And then you're like, hey guys, watch this. And then just freaking throw the charge up on some of the rocks and just blast a massive hole in it. And when you come back, wake up the next morning, you get a call from your commanding officer that goes, hey, so you left a hole in the rock's face over on the west side. We're not going to allow you to pull out thermite charges for a little while.
you obviously have shown that you are not responsible enough to have these, so we're gonna keep them.
But skilled enough to use them, but you get them back soon enough.
So basically, for the rest of this mission, explosives, at least of the pilot type, are blocked to you.
Sure.
But you do have a good reputation with the other people on the base. At
The
least
guy
as
that knows how to
someone, well,
party.
yeah. It's the kind of person who can knows how to party is right. Yeah.
I think this be funny to have something go wrong with.
Yeah, that's about how you normally shoot shit.
Sure, I'll give you that. Keep in mind it is going to be a single use, but yeah, could cause issues.
Hmm.
All right, let me go grab that for you.
As a note, I've been thinking of either the Rainmaker's missile pods or the Sniper's anti-material rifle.
Which one do you prefer?
Honestly, the anti-material rifle's fucking sick.
What are you giving up to get it?
We will give up.
You have time, which in this case will mean you lose the other
Mhm.
downtime. Your dignity is obvious. Your reputation or your health, comfort, and wellness.
And we'll do reputation. Fuck it.
All right. Yeah. So you're rooting around in the desert and you come across one of the, one of the sniper drones, sniper mechs that's been left out here over the course of battles. You're digging through, and of course with your mech, you're able to get in and rip out its sniper rifle. Of course, you do kind of do it by ripping the sniper rifle out of the entire chassis.
Mhm.
Of course, in your view, you're doing it safely. The weapon
Yeah.
will function. To everyone else, you look like a mad person.
The weapon will function, and then they see me start ripping wires out of my own mech and hooking them up, and that probably doesn't make them feel any better.
No.
Especially considering the little incident with your mech earlier. Like, is this guy okay?
Anyone who's around for that's probably gonna start connecting a few dots as to why that might be happening. They might not be the correct dots, but connected all the same.
Yeah, they're suffering a significant concern. But you are able to get it with no other issues.
Nice.
Blank space tunneler. There you go. I do not need that. I need the blank space tunneler, and I need to give it. Here, we'll just write in the effect. Single use. So, yeah, I'm just gonna write glitchy for you, as you are able to find one of the prototype Sunzi units out in the sand. Not too far from the base, in fact. You had to go a pretty far field to get it, but you were able to find it kind of somewhat close to where that airbase was. Somewhat close, still being like several days out, but the unit is, of course, well, it's destroyed. The Sunzi will never be used again. But you are able to get in and rip out some of the components. In particular, its blink space drive.
It seems like it was destroyed by another mech teleporting into it. Don't know how that happened.
So, you're able to rip out the blink space drive, which, of course, when you start to install it into your mech, your drive systems are going, "Hey, boss, this thing is it's perfectly fine. Never mind."
Hey, boss,
Like
this
you
thing's looking a
install
little
it,
bit
you
good.
get like a million different like warning symbols. The entire thing glows like orange, and then all of a sudden it's fine. There are no issues. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Don't worry. It's all good.
Nothing to worry about. Everything's fine.
Glad
How are
that
you?
sorted itself out.
So, yeah. That's kind of the first 2 weeks as you guys kind of get settled and, well, meet some of the other people whilst you're out making names for yourselves. Then, of course, MST. I'm guessing you're working with some of the other kind of scrapper crews and learning the best pieces to rip off so that you can get ready to go actually do it.
Yep.
So, yeah, you make not like really friends, but you make some acquaintances with some of the the base scrapper crews. So there are, well, you guys remember, at least 3 of you guys should remember because Koi wasn't here, but the soldiers that had like the calpers and whatnot to pop mechs open on the battlefield.
Yeah.
That's
Actually
those
did.
sorts of people.
Oh.
They
I
are
remember
the
they showed up
scrapper crews.
and they never got within range, which was just unfortunate for them, really.
I mean, they're infantry.
Yeah.
They're not only infantry, they're desperate infantry.
I wish it was actually let me change the fucking range, but can't win them all.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't make any friends, but at least you meet some people and learn kind of the better ways to get important components out of a mech.
Sounds
So, after the first 2 weeks, Trench calls at least the 3 of you in and invites Vagabond if they wish to kind of attend.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's not something that he's like, hey, you're part of my crew now. Welcome to the thing. You're coming.
He's like, I guess come if you want.
No, it's-
Whatever.
You're part of my crew. That's how it is. You guys are part of my crew, not the other way around.
Yep.
Big words from a singular lancer.
There's a couple, but not very many.
You had to go talk to French.
So you guys walk in, and Trench kind of has, at this point, after about 2 weeks, you guys have been here for about like 3. He's kind of taken over a small area of the barracks, enough for him, Boris, and a at least small group of the kind of repair crew for you guys. Though you don't see Boris here ever, and most of the repair crew kind of have other things to do, slash sleep, kind of where Boris sleeps, aka with the mobile NHP vehicle. So mostly it's just Trench's area, which is pretty obvious, as you can see his coat just kind of sitting on a chair, like 2 or 3 chairs, and of course, him just kicked back on another trio. He kind of invites you guys in, set up a little table for you. Invites you to pull any of the additional chairs up, which there just so happen to be only 4 more. You're not sure why there's only, 9 chairs in this room, but that's all that's here.
Grab one and then steal one of the ones his coat is on for my feet. Fuck him.
Yeah, no, I'll sit down.
The floor. I sit upon it.
Have a seat.
Crust apples
And on the
the
rough
feet.
metal floor.
Just like old times.
I'm gonna kick a lot of sand into here and don't really have any like cleaning droids or anything, so
Actually, the floor would be quite soft. Depending on how much sand they let get in here.
yep. Kind of waits for you guys to all get settled and everything, and then starts in on his little spiel. So, I've been talking with your bosses. He just kind of inclines his head at you, Vagabond. It seems that they've been quite interested in acquiring our services. And we've been going back and forth in the last couple weeks and making some demands and some counteroffers and the like. And we've come to a conclusion. Now, basically, we're working for these guys. AKA you, and he just kind of points at the 3 of you that are Templars, are now their employees. Congratulations.
You figure
What
that
you
would
did, a couple weeks ago at the HA base, you'll be doing more of that. What were you saying, Livin?
I was saying that you'd figure that we'd be part of them the second we blew up the base.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
we have, you know, things to discuss. Terms
Details to
and
iron out.
whatnot. Hmm?
Details to iron out.
Yeah, more or less. But it's all official now. So we're gonna be doing some. He just kind of like picks up a data pad and holds it up a little closer to his face. Routine train exercises. He just kind of sets it down on the table. That's about
Alright.
some of it.
Aren't we be experienced to be doing training exercises?
Yeah, but I figured it'd be a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of looks around, waiting for someone to, well, have any additional issues with this plan.
We just
Sounds good.
blow up a base? I feel like. Never mind.
How much of
As
this
I,
training is for us, and how much of it is for them?
Well, really depends on how you look at it. You guys are now somewhat experienced. I don't think you really need it, but some of them do. So you're gonna go around and help them out for a few days, show them some of the ropes and whatnot. Not like they're completely untrained, but they could use the help.
I've got a few recordings from our first encounter that would beg to differ.
Oh, it seems our first encounter was in fact not this bunch of rebels.
Mm.
Those were the, well, at least in part, uh, what do you call it? Oh, the crazy ones.
Fanatics?
Yeah. Seems our glorious leader here is, well, less interested in blowing up bases in quite such a fantastic explosion as you guys have done it, but
We
after
were told to
that,
disable the base. The base is disabled. If you
and I
wanted
don't
something else, you
dispute it.
should have specified.
Well, I wasn't the one calling that mission, to be fair. And I think you did a fine job. But we are employees, technically. Thankfully, not for the big megacorp there. So that's all good with me. And just kind of leans over, setting his elbows on the table and crossing it, lacing his fingers. Do you have more things you'd like to be doing?
I mean, there's a lot of scrap out there I could go keep salvaging. It's quite enjoyable, really. Although I keep getting weird looks.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Listen, none of the guns have ever backfired, all right? It's a perfectly valid strategy.
Well,
Like making things explode.
That gets a weird look.
Trench does smile at that. So, if you don't have anything else you'd like to be doing other than grunt work, then you're on training duty. Congratulations.
I don't suppose you'd like to give a few more of the details surrounding this training?
It's fairly simple. Effectively a bug hunt, if you want to think of it that way. You won't be seeing any of the enemy as far as scouting reports go. I guess, in a way, you guys are escorting. He looks annoyed at that. It's obviously not the thing that
Yeah.
Trench likes the most. And from what you guys know of him, that's not a surprise.
We are we are fairly elite mech pilots who have just taken down a significant like HA threat in the area. Our next task is bitch duty.
Yep.
Uh,
He just kind of looks over at you, Vagabond, for a moment. How connected are you to these higher ups?
I just do my job, sir.
Not very then.
All right. Nothing I say in the next minute. Repeat to anyone other than the people in this room, if you would. He just kind of taps his finger on his chin. I suppose Boars too, but he'd probably be mad.
It is
All
pretty
right. I
mad.
mean, you folks have done well by me so far. See no reason to not oblige you.
And you've only been on one mission with us.
Well, you broke me out of jail, so I mean,
That's fair, I suppose.
I was about to get the old, the firing squads. I was about to see a firing squad, so any alternative to that is pretty good in my books.
Damn, HA is getting more ruthless than I thought.
great.
This whole training mission is nonsense. It's only there to make sure that we're actually legit and playing nice. I know that was apparently supposed to be the blowing up the base, and I figured that'd probably be enough. But bunch of paranoid HA rebels, they don't quite think that way. See, they've been fighting here for a while, so a bunch of off-worlders that don't really make it that easy to trust. So for this at least, just play nice, try and make sure none of their boys get frickin' shot up or eaten. And hopefully after that, you'll actually get some real work done. So just do your best, blow up all the bugs before their boys get touched, and it should all be good.
Here's your training. Watch them explode shit up.
Respectfully, that highly depends on how stupid the pilots are.
Eh. I think they're probably pretty decent, but I haven't really seen them in action yet. What do you think about some of your fellow pilots there, Vagabond?
See, really good. Your answer determines how powerful our allied pilots are.
Oh, well, most of them aren't quite as good as me, of course, but they can handle their own in a fight. I'd say. I'd trust them to have my back.
Huh. At least that's somewhat good, I suppose. So then, you guys should have another few weeks before they actually announce this whole joint operation. But go find your way to make yourselves useful and make friends. Don't much care. And if you can find a way to get them to give Boars an actual building rather than this jumped up car out there, or angry pieces of code, that'd be great. Really take some more work off my back.
Pieces of code are only angry half the time.
That's enough. Alright. You three dismissed. Vagabond, get out of my room.
All right, I'll wink at him and leave. Whatever you say, Chief.
I mean, as you said, he's technically not your boss.
He can't say dismissal, he just says fuck off.
Basically, yeah. He doesn't have an option for it, so he's just gotta go with the second best thing. So,
All right,
yeah.
as I'm walking out, yeah, a real nice guy.
Jesus.
that
I'd
trench.
say it grows on you, but it's more like an infection than anything.
Yeah.
So, Okay. You guys now have a new mission. And a couple weeks before it. So, how are you preparing for apparently dragging a bunch of idiots out into the dunes?
Okay. All right, let's go back into the fucking license thing. See if there's anything in here that can help.
So there's just like bug
Maybe.
monsters in the desert or whatever that we're gonna be shooting.
Yeah, they have fought a few of them, and you know of them. For
Okay.
this world in particular, well, most of the indigenous life is either non-existent or fairly small. Well, there are some that are big enough that they actually are dangerous to mechs and vehicles.
Okay.
In particular, they do have a variety of sandworm, though normally those do stay underground. So usually if you're just wandering the desert, you're gonna not have to deal with it. Along with a couple of more ant-like creatures. They're usually the ones. They're very small, very pitiful, at least in comparison to mech weaponry. But they can chew up your mech pretty fast if they get into close quarters with you. Think of like Zerglings.
Right.
Wow, much bigger Zerglings. Because they are about as big as a like power armored man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people here already are aware of me, so fuck it. Back into the dunes, I guess.
fuck it,
Scrapping
going
part
into the
2.
dunes?
There are more mechs out
Alright.
there to tear up.
What about the rest of you?
Power at a cost. Let's get him a building.
What? Hmm.
That's a good idea, actually.
All right.
No, I'm not actually.
Wait. What do you mean you're not actually?
I just thought it was funny to say.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
But you're not
You gave
terrible,
Boris
are
so much so much hope and then just immediately crushed.
you? Would it be to try and convince
You know
people
what?
to get Boris a fucking
Power,
building?
fuck it. I've thought about it again. These power at a cost isn't quite as. I don't know what I thought the cost would be, but these aren't as bad as they could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Power to cost would be one of the options. I mean, get creative doesn't really fit here, but it is possible.
Get creative, make him a building.
I mean, yeah.
like get organized.
Actually,
I would say scrounge and barter also could work. It really depends on how you're going about it.
can I offer my services fixing broken shit if they'll give him a fucking building? Rather than going out to the dunes and ripping up more shit.
Or, yeah. I mean, they do have a area for it, so they are more than willing to have some help there. They have like a little tech building, effectively.
I mean, I can do that if you don't want to do power at a cost. Theo,
What's up?
I was
thought you were-
offering. Yeah, I was talking to you. If you don't want to do power at cost, I can use Hacker Fix by offering my services to get him a building. And I'm fairly confident in my Hacker Fix.
Are we allowed to stack it? Like, can I?
You both work together to get a building?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure either one of us will just be able to get the building, though. Doing it that way is just.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
I mean, you'll get it. Because that's just how freaking scrounge and barter or those work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
guess I'll just do a get focused with the caveat that like I'll forgo my get focused if I can help him deal, like if he gets some bad roll and needs help.
I mean, you guys can just roll and then see what
Yeah.
happens.
Watch this.
Okay.
It's that. Watch. I'll fucking do it first try. No issues. Easiest fucking play of my life, dude. It's that easy.
Woo!
I'm built
Wasn't
fucking
that
different.
20?
As I said, easiest play of my fucking life, dude.
Alrighty.
What were you
That's
doing to
that.
get it? A scrounge your barter?
I was basically offering my services, just fixing a bunch of shit if they will fuck off and give him a building to use. I'll even fix a fucking building if one's damaged.
The secretary asks you to, their computer isn't working, so you plug
Yeah.
it in, and they're like, "All right, here you go."
Ah, we'll borrow the scrounge and barter for this, as you're basically giving your time for it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they do have a printer, but it's only like a size 1 printer, so it's not really like all that good for most things. But because of your help, they give you a significant amount of time so that you can print out the necessary components, walls, doors, etc., to add a building to their base, so that Boris actually has like a place so that he can actually set up.
There's something so amusing about complaining that you need a building, and then someone will walk up to you one day and go, "I built you a building. Have at it," and then you just walk off. Which is probably more or less how that conversation goes.
Yep. So you basically have built a NHP slash like kind of, well, mercenary command building. As at least that's what freaking Trench takes it over half of it for. So if you guys need to work on stuff, or you know, need your NHPs dealt with, that's the place to go, and it's a lot safer than Boar's other method.
And now that that's a place that's actually relatively safe, I think I will attempt to have my HP cycled
Mhm.
rather than the fun bus.
Yeah, she's able to be psyched with no issues. She comes out perfectly clean and slightly less angry at you.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know.
What about MST 50 and Vagabond?
Grab for redundant repair. Or at least try to find it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but you know, we try.
Mhm. How are you trying to do it?
What I had in mind was word on the street, just trying to see if anyone had noticed anything off, if there's something about one, or you know, just didn't have the time to.
All right.
Yeah,
A word on the street. What are you actually like? What downtime action are you using?
oh,
though?
the scrapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh fuck.
That's pretty good. So yeah, you're able to kind of chat with some of the people that you were training with your scrapping with, and one of them is, well, one of their groups anyway, is able to get like some extra ones on their way back in at one point, ripping out some extra components and whatnot. And you are able to chat with them, remind them that, hey, by the way, you know, we're acquaintances now.
We are
And
indeed
I
acquainted.
technically helped you guys out because I blew up a freaking airbase.
Yeah, I did do that.
I don't think that's a technicality. I think that's a strong.
Mm.
Strong
And so,
this
yeah,
happened.
with a few small favors, where basically you have to kind of come in and help them out. Basically nothing all that big. You are able to get that redundant repair with no issues.
Hell yeah.
All right, 50 and Vagabond.
Get focused. Spot.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just get focused on get somewhere quickly.
All right. That happens. You guys don't need to do it.
Wonderful.
It is. I'm very surprised you guys went with that. Fine. Yep. Yeah. You just need to click on the thing and upgrade the rank in the character sheet.
Yeah, those 220s.
Like basically all the other options are just like risk like a roll so you can try to get some reserves, right? But yeah, I'm fine
I
with
mean,
just like
alternatively, you guys could go out of your way to, you know, figure out who you're dragging out into the desert. Or rather, who's dragging you out into the desert. But
yeah, we can figure it out when we get there.
I was busy building a building.
well, you just better hope it's not an unfriendly surprise.
It's going to be an unfriendly surprise. We're going to be paired up with people who specifically hate mercenaries.
So, yep, you guys take the time and get yourselves ready and kind of more integrated into the base, and otherwise, I guess, ready yourselves to go out into the desert to apparently do training.
Mm-hmm.
So,
To go
the day comes.
babysit.
Trench calls the three of you guys, and of course, Vagabond, you're called by your superior officer. And you guys go to the command building to chat with apparently the actual leader. So, walking in, it is, well, it's a command building. It is as chaotic as, well, new operation stuff is usually. So, plenty of people running around. Doesn't, of course, help that this building is, doubling as other things as well.
Go up in the command building. I go, I was a traitor the whole time, and I set off my explosive vest.
All right.
It was a
Uh,
giant bit. Goodbye. Fuck you,
I
Trench.
guess I'm
This
dead.
is for not giving me my raise.
It was right next to you.
I literally
guess
built a
I'm
new building for you, you fuck.
You really did sell it on building the building, huh?
Yeah.
Little does he know the fucking structural integrity is fucking faulty.
Yeah. Little did I know, I figured out exactly where he would sit and which chair would be, and I specifically fucked with that chair so when he sounded it would break.
That seems a little excessive. You know, like building the building just to do that. Surely you just like make the building collapse on his head.
No, because I need the building.
Boars.
Boars is nice.
Okay.
I just want the chair to collapse so he can go, what the hell's wrong with it? And then look under, and there's a note that says, give me my goddamn raise.
It's about the message, I guess.
I thought this
It
was
is.
a post-money society.
Yes, it is a post-money society.
Yeah, but
Well,
the world that I
certain
came
areas
from
do
wasn't really a
have
post-money society.
mana that you can buy
Yeah.
stuff with. Oh, I didn't know that was in your playbook. That's kind of cool.
Well, how far out is like this planet, Alhuria, from the
It's
core?
pretty far. This is kind of the newest area of colonization. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, this is like about as far rim as you can get while still remaining in Union space, kind of, sort of.
We'll be still being somewhat civilized.
Yeah. You aren't quite out into this area of the Ionic. What are they called? Basically, the other major like kind of space-born peoples.
Well, there's also the Sultanate, right? Which I don't think is actually part of the Union.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
there's
think we're
there's
actually-
a few other factions. Yeah, the Honest aren't. They're actually, in fact, at war with Union.
And to be fair, isn't currently the Sultan
And the
at war with
Karakin. But the
HA?
Karakin are not as much. They're basically part of Union at this point.
I
So I
if
guess,
remember
yeah.
correctly, we're
It's
in a
basically the
system
Honest
that is
and Harrison Armory is the kind of two main ones that are kind of on their own. And there's a whole bunch of other smaller people, but that's kind of the big factions. So, yeah. You guys go into the building, go up to the area where apparently you're actually given the real mission, and standing inside there is the kind of the same guy who met you guys originally. Oh, freaking heck. I have his name. Why can't I find it?
the guy who met us in the ambush.
Yeah, that guy.
Good.
What the heck is his name? Why can't I remember it?
His name is unimportant. What is important is his message. Which was join or die.
Yeah. God damn it. I'll find it in a minute. For the rest of the people, of course, Trench and Boars are there, along with a couple of aides for them. There's a couple of people that you guys don't recognize, along with a person you do recognize, at least for the case of you, Paeden, as the guy who was on your turret. I do have his name. It's in the NPC
Azam?
box. Yeah, Azam is here. And in, like, fatigues and everything, though he's kind of standing as guard currently.
I will say howdy to him specifically.
Yeah, he gives you a smile and a nod, but otherwise he is apparently trying to be polite.
Yep.
He's trying to be good.
Horrible.
Yeah. So there we are. Yeah, Traveler is the guy's name. Well, his call sign. His name
Yeah,
is
I
actually
suppose.
Rahul Amin, but you guys have
Lancers
mostly
call
met him as
signs are
Traveler.
all that matter.
In addition, for kind of the rebel side, there are a couple of other kind of, lower commanders that none of you guys recognize. And then one man who seems like he has a lot of deference. And for those of you that are off-worlders, you don't recognize him at all. For Vagabond, you do. You recognize him because his face is on all of the friggin' propaganda. That is Ayuri Gathara, the leader of the rebel colonists in most of the world, if not... He mostly commands this region, but he's respected the world over.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the effective boss of the rebels. And he is an old... Well, old, of course, being somewhat hard to tell with all gene therapies and whatnot. But he at least has gray hair, short kind of... Not ragged beard, freaking heck. I guess it's a short kind of frizzy beard. It's not really all that well groomed. Along with kind of short military cut hair. And, well, in his case, an actual, like, exosuit on. Or hard suit. Like, even in this room. Right. So, he is massive, because it turns out being in a hard suit when everyone else is just wearing normal clothing, makes you a lot bigger. So, he's standing at the other side of the room, kind of pointing at a small 3D map that's on the table. 3D because it's basically like the, well, a wargaming map, really more than a holographic one.
Mhm.
The terrain is there, but it's not holographic.
Hand painted. Made with
Yeah.
green stuff and styrofoam.
Exactly.
You should be glad they put you on training duty instead of war painting or table painting duty.
I'd rather die than be on painting duty.
So,
If I was put
yeah.
on painting duty, this would have been the alright, I blow up, fuck you all.
And then you
I'll see
realize
you in
your
hell.
hourly paycheck is like quadruple that of like training duty. You're like, wait a second.
So, yep. Trench, of course, kind of waves you guys to sit down, and Traveler kind of waves you, Vagabond, to sit down. Or as they are kind of getting ready to introduce you guys to the commander. So,
Sit down.
after kind of people settle in a little bit, I guess they're just kind of looks around the room. So, I brought you all here. Both those who have joined us new, and those who have been working with us for a while, to grant you a mission. It is, well, will be rather boring, but it is fairly important. We'll be taking a small group of new pilots out as a training sortie. Give them something to shoot at, make sure they get used to their mechs. As unfortunately, we have taken significant casualties in the last few months. And his gaze does kind of linger on the three of you that are part of Prince's Templars.
I mean, we haven't killed that many mechs.
Thought
But
the
we
ones
have killed a
faced
few.
weren't dumb.
Huh?
I thought the ones we faced weren't dumb.
Well, they were the fanatics, but they're still rebels.
I guess so.
Yeah, where do you think the fanatics are getting their mechs from?
Fair.
We'll be taking out a small group of trainees. They are piloting our gods. What is the name of their conscript mechs? Fucking heck, I do have a name. for them.
Conscript mechs just fold instantaneously.
Yeah, they're pretty weak.
Good.
Goddamn, what is the name of their mechs? I want to say they're like scrap bots, but yeah, scrap stingers. Is that right? Doesn't seem right, but regardless, we'll be taking out conscript mechs and protecting as many of them as you can handle. Keep in mind that these pilots are poorly trained for the moment. There's a reason why they're not being given actual mechs, or instead being only given the old ones. However, you will be hopefully not facing any real enemy forces, and the bugs shouldn't give you much trouble. As far as scouts have confirmed, there are no HA forces in the area. He kind of points down at the map and taps one of the locations that seems to be a small area of dunes that is kind of ringed in with a small, small ring of tiny mountains. You'll be going in on this sand bowl here. It should be fairly full of bugs, but in small enough and spread out enough groups that you shouldn't run into too many at once. If you are overwhelmed, well, use your own discretion. Do you have any questions about this operation?
None.
How many pilots are we taking out?
We'll be taking out a small lance of pilots. In this case, 4.
Okay.
Oh shit, it's just us four, it's great.
Hog? We're the
I'm-
trainees?
Yes, sir.
You haven't deigned to give your real back. What you're carrying now.
They give you conscript max and send you out.
If they try us conscript max, there's gonna be some issues.
Yeah, no, sir. I'm down to like play the bureaucracy and just say, hey, okay, we'll do this shit, but like, no, sir. I
Yeah.
am not weakening myself for your sake.
I'll play the bureaucracy in taking out some bitch trainees. I'm not gonna play the bureaucracy in taking out one of their mechs. I'm taking my mech, god damn it.
The Rukon Basin should be fairly clear. But keep an eye out for enemy mechs, of course. As I said, our scouts have not reported any activity, as they are currently being distracted with a small crater that was created a month ago.
Nice.
We were told to bring the base out of operation. It was brought out of operation.
Are you actually saying that, or is this just
Yes.
comment? You know,
That is a comment on what he said.
Well, it's not like he's shit talking you. That's a positive. He's saying that
Yeah.
the HA's busy because of that. It's like,
Well, yeah, but well, he says his recon was busy because of that, and also
Wait.
we were told that some people had been bitching about how.
well, he's
we had
saying
to
the
clean
scouts
up,
haven't
yeah.
found anything in like the area because HA's been busy.
Ah,
There's a
okay, I
crater to
misheard
deal
that.
with.
Never mind, I wouldn't have said that. My parents were being loud upstairs. Sorry.
Conditions acceptable.
if
Conditions
there are
unacceptable.
no further questions, this should be fairly straightforward. And should you bring back all 4 pilots alive, we'll see about getting you to, well, do more of your good explosive work. And he does, like, he's been kind of keeping a fairly neutral expression for most of this. And he does actually crack a slight grin at that. He just kind of looks around. Any further questions?
Do you have any info on the types of bugs we may be facing?
Rukon Basin is known for having a good number of the stinger-type insects. However, that does not usually mean that there are only those sorts of insects. I would keep an eye out for scorp and other, well, overland ones. If you need a database entry for the number of hostile fauna, I can see about getting you that before you're heading out.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, he just kind of nods, and one of the aides runs out of the room to go do that. Kind of looks around. In the silence, he just nods.
Seems clear enough to me.
All right. It is, by the way, currently like the morning of this day. You'll be heading out at 400 tomorrow. Be ready. You're dismissed.
Stand and leave.
All right.
Wait. Dismissed by what?
By Trench. I think they still are our employers, but how fucked up would it have been if he also said vagabond fuck off?
No, what if he says vagabond dismissed and then turns to the rest and goes, the rest of you fuck off.
Yeah. Luckily for
That's
you
the
guys,
ultimate one.
Gathur is a little more professional than that.
Yeah, but our unprofessional commander is great.
Oh, that's Trench for you. He's not
Yeah.
all that professional.
If he was
runs a
more
military
professional, I'd be out
outfit.
of a
That
job.
doesn't necessarily mean he's military in his own way.
Like, he's military and he's professional in the way that non-coms are professional, in which they'll get the job done, but
Yep. No. Yep. What are you guys doing with the rest of today?
Uh,
Not enough time for downtime, but you guys can make sure you have the gear you need and whatnot.
double check mech,
Yep.
read over the information when it arrives, and also go see if I can find the other mechs that we're supposed to be taking out, and just get a basic idea of how absolutely fucking shit these things are.
Anyone else before I go into that?
Yeah, no. Probably
Nope.
check out the mix as well. That's about it.
Yeah, not really. You know, just look over my own mech, make sure it's all good.
Also, man, kind of pog that I threw the expanded compartment on before the mission.
So, you were able to find the mechs. They've kind of already taken them into the mech bay to kind of get them, well, ready for tomorrow.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're about as pieces of junk as you've seen the last time you fought them.
Mhm.
These ones, the 4 are equipped with a slightly different complement than you've seen them to this point, as they have, oh goodness, what is it called? They basically have rifles rather than the kind of LMGs that you've seen up to this point.
Mm.
Let me actually see if I can't remember the exact naming for it. But basically, they're better set up for a bug hunt than otherwise would be.
All right.
Not a hell of a lot better, but I mean they're operational, so
Yeah, that's a bonus at least.
Some would call it a requirement, but
you don't see any of the pilots hanging around. It's all just the crew for now.
Mhm.
Tomcon, can you please cease freaking out? There we go.
Do they just have like the base weapon that conscripts have?
The upgraded, the side graded one, but yeah.
Ah, the militia rifle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what they have.
All right.
In addition, it seems that you guys actually have a few things that he forgot to mention as far as the trainees are concerned. As you guys do have a small support crew that's coming out with you guys. Basically, I have about 2 vehicles
Okay.
with their peoples on them.
Well, we were
Which
told
are-
to make sure the 4 pilots survive.
Yeah, they're basically just scrapper crews in case you guys come across any mechs that need to be collected.
Mhm.
But yeah, they weren't mentioned, so really don't care.
They're as good as dead.
Well, they're not as good as dead, but if push comes to shove, one of these crews takes more importance.
Yeah, they are the hunting rifle, conscript class optional weapon. Yeah, they are known as scrap fighters. They're these tiny little mechs that are, well, hardly bigger than a person in a hard suit, but they do carry a lot more firepower than a person in a hard suit. They are very weak, however.
God, these things suck.
Got 8 HP.
I'm gonna go to the washroom real quick.
No, that's in character. Just like looking at them in the mech bay, commenting on how they fucking suck. For anyone around to hear.
Yep. I mean, you probably get a dirty look or two from some of the mechanics, but no one.
To be fair, I was probably
No
gonna
one's
get dirty
not
looks from
you.
them anyway.
They're all too busy to come over and tell you what they think.
Tell you how these things are one of the greatest engineering feats that they can pull off. And then I just push on one lightly and it falls over and breaks.
Oh. What are the rest of you doing?
I mean, nothing really. Just gonna wait. I don't know, just like looking over my mech, so that's basically nothing.
Mhm.
And probably, probably not gonna get pissed drunk if we get to wake up at, or if we're leaving at 0400. So
Yeah.
that's my other go-to option.
Yeah, probably not the best idea. Might be a little hard to get up in the morning.
See, that's why I sleep in the mech. But then, in a drunken stupor, accidentally fucking set off its weapon systems or something.
I think for yours, at the very least, it's a little less dangerous.
Yeah, no accidentally, launching a freaking heavy cannon in the base or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna
You'll
accidentally
destroy one of the,
suplex a conscript mech.
You have a chance at blowing up some of the walls by just freaking running over it. But that's about it, thankfully for you. But, yeah. The rest of the day passes. You guys kind of get all checked out. Make sure you have your pilot gear and everything. And get up to go.
Oh, vagabond. Where are my thermite charges?
That's okay. I didn't need them anyways.
Vagabond
They're
knows
just-
where his charges
Yeah.
They're just for fun anyways. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
Power at a cost, get them back.
Oh my gosh, I can lose them again.
The cost is all the explosives inside the charges have been disabled. So it's just the detonator that's left.
Just throw the charge, it just bangs on the thing, and you press the button, it does nothing. Makes a little light sound.
A little flash.
That's it.
Like
It's like, oh, good. Very good. So, yeah. You guys are introduced to the 4 pilots. And they need names. They aren't going to get pictures, but because otherwise they're just going to be 4 random freaking Titanfall pilots, basically. But they do all have names. They aren't quite trained enough that they actually have call signs yet.
They don't have call signs. Good news, they're getting call signs. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 down. So they're like 50 subordinates then, huh?
They're all of our subordinates right now. So yes.
Yep. So, from the slightly more competent to the less more competent, you have Nizam Halbi, who I guess is 1.
All right, we'll try to keep number 1 alive.
Layla Barris is 2. Halit Talik is 3. And then Gabi Aboud is 4. There you go. We can give you guys the spelling for them.
Alright.
I'm not going to fix their actual ordering, though.
That's okay.
Welcome to the team. Don't die.
Zim just kind of snaps off a salute. They all do have kind of normal HA hard suits that have all of their HA stuff rubbed off at this point. Along with kind of a random collection of other weaponry, it feels like. For at least Gadi and Layla, they have like actual swords. Like you have Living Dead, like normal cavalry swords. Along with fairly standard, like laser pistols. Nazim, at least, or Nizam, has a fairly standard pilot's pistol, just a kinetic pistol, along with a rocket launcher. And Halit has apparently a like old style freaking like kinetic shotgun, along with a larger caliber kinetic sniper rifle type of thing, or maybe a railgun. It looks like a heavy weapon and has like a power backpack. So it's not a standard sniper rifle. Yeah, these are the 4 idiots you have.
Looks like he dies when you collect his gun.
I feel like they might want his gun back.
Oh, too bad we didn't retrieve his gun.
Now, we found this cool red gun on the sand. It's very red and not the one he had.
No, you may not search it. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I have what I just said down so I don't forget.
I will inform them that I have space for a single extra person in my mech. Should one of theirs be a inglorious end. However, if whoever gets in there touches anything, they will find themselves out of there.
They'll find themselves meeting an inglorious end.
Yeah, that is the subtext.
I mean, they all kind of nod, yes sir, you, etc. And then get up into their mix. And since these things are basically just glorified hard suits, it doesn't take very long. Like, they don't even need to climb or anything. It's just you kind of like hit a button and the back kind of pops open, and then you just insert your hard suit into the mech and it closes back up around you.
Alright, time to get walking.
Yep. So the basin itself is at least a couple of days away, at least by mech speeds. So you guys pick up your scrapper team and head out to the basin.
Oh, is anyone else's foundry
Big.
just like randomly flashing a color and then going stark gray and you can't see anything?
Nope.
Our foundry
Yeah.
No.
is odd.
This has been happening like the last couple of times, but I just figured it's using a different browser. But I just reinstalled Chrome to try it again, and it's happening still. So
That's all you, champ.
gotcha.
I don't know what's up with that. That is
We'll see
very
what I
odd.
can do about it.
The leader to the scrapper team, by the way, just tells you to call him Bart.
Alright.
Yeah, one of his other crewmen tries to tell you his full name. It is like 12 characters, and most of it sounds like nonsense. So,
Hi, Bart. Welcome to the team.
Eat my shorts.
yeah, they have effectively a like truck that someone's just welded a big machine gun onto the top of.
Fucking technical.
Yeah. They tell you that yes, they can fight with it. No, it's not very effective.
Yeah, no. I didn't expect it. So we have a technical, 4 actual mechs, 2 technicals, ooh, and 4 hunks of junk.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm
More
sure
than
whatever
enough.
we face will not be able to stand up to the heat. Oh.
So, yeah. You guys go out into the desert. it is not a very long trip. Just a couple of days, as I said. So you guys make it to the edge of the rim and need to get, well, either up the cliffs or down into the basin itself via one of the pathways. You guys are leading on this one, so what's the plan?
I mean, out the pathway seems like the better plan in terms of like being in a turkey shoot scenario where you can just shoot down into the basin.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Sounds good to me.
Granted, that I am incredibly biased to this as an artillery mech. I know full well that we have 2 melee mechs.
I mean, in terms of tactical training. All right, guys. First things first. Don't walk into the middle of a wide open area. All right.
Yeah.
Here's strategy 101.
Strategy 101, high ground.
I mean, the idea is to let the pilots get shooting practice and
Yeah.
I don't really care if I don't get to hit things. I'm kind of just here because they're making me.
So yeah, let's. I think up the path up to the top is the better choice then.
Yeah. I agree.
Climbing up to the top.
Yep.
Good.
So, yeah. I mean, as I said, they're only like little short mountains, so with mechs and with the like kind of crafting abilities that you have through the Anise, it's not very hard. Seeing as the Anise can just go, hey guys, there's a big hill or a big, break in the cliffs up ahead. I put down a platform, it's all good now.
You deserve.
So, yeah.
Unless it was, a couple weeks ago, in which case you are.
True.
So you guys get over the mountains without too many issues. So you guys can either climb or just kind of carry the trucks over if need be. And so you make it up towards the top and then over the edge and down to the basin itself. Which, as its name suggests, seems to be a very old reservoir of some sort. Though, at this point, whatever water was here has long since dried up. So, most of the basin is fairly flat. The only major kind of things that pop up out of the kind of short dunes that the basin is made up of are these kind of weird stone structures that kind of remind you of hives.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I wonder why they
kinda
remind
look
us
like-
of hives.
Yeah, they kind of look like termite mounds back on Cradle. Except, big enough holes that things that are as big as humans can walk in and out of them without issues.
I'm sure that's fine.
I see
Exactly
no
what we're
issue.
looking for.
Yeah.
I should grab the artillery gun instead of the sniper. Fuck.
So, what's the plan for training?
How far away from the mound are we?
I mean, there's a whole bunch. The nearest one is probably a good, 5 kilometers out, because this basin is huge.
I think the way we should do training is get to like the edge of our range for the mound,
Yeah.
pop a couple shots into it to piss it off, and then say, "Here's your target practice.
Yeah.
Don't
see what
fuck up."
see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then should things start going poorly, have the little guys get behind us and deal with the problem. Thoughts?
Sounds
like
good.
it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and if we like walk to it, so we're only like engaging like one mound at a time, like on the edge of it.
Yeah, it's fairly easy. The mounds aren't like all clustered together.
Okay.
Like the closest one's about, oh, what the heck did I just say? 5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
Kilometers.
But the next one after that is like another 3 beyond that is what your kind of rangefinders are reading.
Mhm.
So they're pretty far away from each other. The whole basin is somewhere between, at least based on like the map data that you guys have and actual like looking at it, probably about 50 to 60 kilometers across,
Mhm.
approximately from where you guys jumped in. So, I mean, it's big, but not like massive.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of these kind of scattered throughout the middle of them. So yeah, you guys get close to the first mound.
The man gets up and gets closer to you.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
How close is close for your guys' weapons?
Mine is 15 range out.
I'm gonna guess
Technically
that's
16 if I'm
probably
going
the
to,
furthest.
Yeah.
Hello, I have a
Still pretty
shield
close.
gun.
If I
Yeah.
want to be really funny, I can use the anti-material rifle at 25, but I also only have one of those, and that's a rainy day type of gun.
Mhm.
So technically,
Right.
I think I can go up to 16 by using a mortar to get a slightly extra range on the burst, but that's as far as I can fire.
Yep. I'm just gonna play this as narrative combat.
Yeah.
It's not going to be exciting for this one.
Mhm.
So
I'm,
yep.
I'm gonna
You fire
remain close to people.
Well, are you targeting the hive itself or are you targeting near the hive with a mortar? Because that does actually make a slight difference.
I
Really
think try and
both.
target near the hive first, because if I hit the hive, it's going to piss everything off in the hive. If I just shake up around the hive, then it will probably provide less targets. Which maybe like later, once these guys are kind of warmed up, then and we kind of know exactly how bad this is going to be, we can start actually hitting hives. But for now, no,
It's a good
they're
idea.
just near it.
So yeah, you send a mortar across and near the base of the hive. It explodes, kind of shakes the hive, you'd think. It's a little hard to tell. The entire thing doesn't move, so
Mhm.
because as I said, big enough to be like the mech scaled version of the big, huge termite hives that we have on Earth. Meaning it's pretty big.
Yeah.
And a few of the skitterers do, in fact, come out looking, notice you guys pretty much immediately, and charge. Luckily for you, they do have to move pretty far, and fast as they are, I mean, you guys can gun them down no problem. But what is the plan? Are you just letting them handle it, or are
Yeah,
you guys getting
they
involved?
handle it. And I mean, I think the best thing to teach them at this point is, since they're in a fucking guerrilla warfare tactics, which is fire, backpedal. So shoot, keep them at the very edge of their range. Once they start getting actually like close to us, like they will actually start attacking us, then I think that's when we jump in and kill.
Yeah, if we start to get like overrun, then I'll
Yeah.
like hop in and help. But then just as they're approaching us, they're like, "Yeah, it's all. This is all you boys. Target practice."
All right.
I would like to remain within range to shield them, which is like 3.
Yep. You're close by. All right. Yeah, the first group of skitterers are pretty cleanly dealt with between the 4 of them.
Alright.
I mean, it is only like about 4 of the skitterers, so seeing as they are equal numbers,
Yeah.
the rifles handle them before the skitterers get anywhere near. However, at that point, it seems that the hive is actually pissed off, and a small swarm of them flood out of the hive, this time being about triple the number of conscripts you have. And they start to surge towards them. Well, actually, first of all,
I didn't
how
mean to
are they
clip that.
handling this change in the situation? Oh, the conscripts start to panic slightly.
Hmm.
Would one of you like to try and bolster their morale before they freaking just break on you entirely?
Does
Relax,
anyone have?
boys.
Hey, you have stay cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
How good's your stay cool? That's probably better than my
4.
charm. Yeah, hit him with it.
Relax, boys. Everything's under control. All right, maybe not.
Yep, good enough. Yeah, you just kind of broadcast over the radio that, and it does seem to calm at least part of the group down. And as such, they are able to do a fantastic job and knock about half the bugs off before they're able to get close. And then you guys are able to play the chase game, and no damage to you guys. However, moving away, it does seem like the hive does calm back down and does not continue to spew out these skitterers at you.
All right.
In addition, by the way, since I forgot to give this to you, Paeden,
Yep.
the 3 megafauna that you're likely to meet is the skitterer, as is kind of what he told you.
Yep.
They are very, very common. They're weak. But they are numerous and they do hurt. The mostly because they just have big enough jaws that they can tear apart mechs given time.
Yeah.
The other 2 that are fairly common are the Alhurian Scorp, which you guys have fought before. They're the kind of weird scorpion-looking things that can fling their tail spikes at very, very long distance.
Mhm.
And the Alhurian Trapper, which is described in the notes as a spider-like creature that prefers to get close and then apparently basically attempt to disable before tearing the mech apart.
Okay.
However, those are significantly rarer breeds,
So,
especially overground.
so our job is more or less just to come here, kill a bunch of bugs, kind of get them a bit more used to the ropes, and then go back.
You aren't
Alright.
supposed to destroy the hives or anything. It's
Yeah.
not in mission parameters. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, good
It's
news.
go
Hive
out
has
in
calmed down.
live shooting range,
Yeah.
basically.
Get back in position. We're running it again.
Do it again.
This time, don't break.
To be fair, they didn't entirely
Yeah.
break, but it was not exactly the most controlled retreat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you guys do that a few more times, and at some point, about an hour in, the hive ceases disgorging skitterers. And you're not sure if the hive has just decided, frick it, I'm not willing to give more resources to this problem, or the skitterers are planning something else.
All right, time for test
Oh
2.
boy.
Holding your ground.
We're all gonna run at you very fast.
Test 2 is turns out you can't always backpedal because these guys are on the back foot. They can't always run away. So now we're going to piss off the hive by firing a mortar directly at it, and you aren't gonna be able to backpedal infinitely. So let's see how they handle this one.
I was gonna suggest we go to a different hive, but this works, I guess.
It's an important lesson to teach eventually.
I love
Yeah, you gotta-
the like training for these guys is the rough equivalent of like, hey, go out and shoot a lion.
To be fair, they've got it's like go and shoot a lion with this elephant gun.
Yeah, they are equipped.
And you
to
also have armor which will protect you from it for at least a little while.
Yeah.
And there are also 4 of you. But there are also like 12 lions.
Yeah.
I think there's about to be a lot more than 12 lions.
Yeah, no, there's definitely about to be a lot more than 12 lines.
Yep.
I think,
Alive below the surface,
uh,
disgorging lions.
yeah. Also, if anyone thinks that this is
hive
a
is not
stupid
hard.
fucking idea, go ahead and say it because I'm not particularly married to any of these ideas.
I think we go to another hive.
This is
Eh.
this is 50.
I
we're
like
talking
shooting the
about.
thing with the mortar.
This is a
Just shooting
superb idea. Hello.
All right, I've got 2 good ideas and 1 go to another hive, so you've been outvoted.
Seems I've been outfitted. I can go
Yep.
next.
So yeah, you hit the hive. It is not hard to miss. It's a very hard target to miss. It's a humongous hive.
And I feel like this is also the one where we will have to help.
Yeah, you have that
Probably.
feeling right after the ground under you starts to rumble after
Oh.
that.
There we go.
I am going to stabilize
I
my
would
mesh.
like to place some mines down.
If you're using a system like that, just go ahead and tick it off.
All right.
But yeah, the hive disgorges a fairly similar number of bugs to the first time, or the kind of
12?
big rush, the 12 man. This one
Mhm.
being a little bigger at 13. However, that seems to be a somewhat distraction measure as the actual ground underneath you spits out about 5 more directly under your feet.
Lesson 2, knowing you're outmatched.
Well, let's see. How are they feeling? They're not too bad. They're at least willing to keep listening to commands, so they aren't breaking on you yet. But what is the plan? Because their plan seems to be currently stand ground and fight.
Are you able
I-
to set my active? I'm sorry. Set my active mech.
I was trying to do that. It wasn't freaking allowing me to do it for some reason.
I know some
On
of these
Comcom?
things you have to like you have to like drag the mech from the left hand side onto it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Because the weird thing is it says that it's your active mech, but it doesn't actually like say that in your character sheet for some reason.
okay. Well,
Which
if
is
it's doing
bizarre.
that, then it's fine. I'm sure.
I mean, you are the owner. I don't know why the heck it's having issues. Here, 1 second. Let me just save changes with it not having you as the owner and then see if I could hand it back to you. Maybe that will help it out. So I don't know why it's having issues. It is weird because it does say that you're the owner. Like the mech says you're the owner, even though your character sheet disagrees.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's one of those little like. Programming things where I just forgot to set it both ways.
I have no idea. Because you can still see it and everything, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, not a big deal. So yeah. What is the plan? Since you guys are now slightly engaged.
I'm happy to
Go.
like beat up the ones that
Mm.
came up underneath us and just tell them to like keep shooting the ones that are like rushing us.
Yeah. Don't panic. Kill the ones that come out of the hive. We deal with these.
I'm with it.
I would like
Yeah,
to
they seem to be doing a good job at that. You'd like to stabilize.
When we hear the rumbling.
Oh.
I get an overshield when I stabilize.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just gonna switch my gun to the stabilized version. Just makes it better at murder.
Mhm. Yeah. Just if you have a fighty trigger, go ahead and roll that. Otherwise, you can just roll grit.
Do I actually have any fighty triggers?
Um,
Not really, actually. Grit is Yeah, that's fine.
Would we have apply face to face apply here?
Yeah.
Lit.
In this case, that
Ooh,
applies. Yes.
Not lit.
I
Fat L.
pilot, pilot abilities, pilot abilities.
Every one of you master has applied Vista bases.
Yeah.
Well, like
So,
my guy's like a martial artist, so that's
yeah,
my
for
excuse.
you, it makes sense. I'm not entirely certain on the other two.
What do you mean? I have a fucking Paladogmetic or whatever the fuck it is. Of course,
A what?
the fucking I forget what it's called. Let me find it.
Hmm.
The pilot gear that's just like weapon.
Your sword.
Non-improved ornament. Where is it? No,
I don't know. It didn't get pulled in.
I think that's not sadly, but I think it's just. Oh, I have CompCon open here, don't I? Oh,
It's probably because it's in CompCon, but not in
yeah.
this. I know I made it though. Huh. Yours is not in CompCon for some reason. Why?
Huh. That is weird. Oh, I think I know why it's not in CompCon. Cause when I opened up CompCon and I ported it in, it was missing Sold On, so I had to re-add it and go through again.
Yeah. Were you the one with the Vishpala Augmentic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe I have that here, so I'll just give that to you quick. But yeah, it makes sense. Regardless, well, yeah. MST, you are a little bit overmatched by a couple of them between the four of you. You're able to clean up the five, no problem. And when you turn back, they are holding their ground. Unfortunately, they weren't quite good enough to gun down every single bug, so a couple of them did get close enough to bite them. Luckily, it was just damage. So, like, as you guys are finishing up yours, they finish up the last few of them.
Gotcha.
They do a surprisingly good job. They rolled a natural 20.
Good shit.
Nice. Our idiots are actually prodigies.
Pop off?
Well, panic firing is a thing, and they are very weak.
They're
So,
prodigies at panic firing.
yeah. Yeah, we are. We should call it Agmetic.
Is like I was in War Thunder. I was doing like 1v1s and I was getting shit on, and then I realized, wait, there are flaps in this. I can just use those, and I started using flaps, and instantly all my flaps broke off every time I tried to use them, and won every single battle.
Funny.
The
That
flaps.
easy.
They were only holding you back.
Hey, you lose the flaps. That's less surface area.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Easy.
I mean, yeah.
Usually, if you're in a turn fight, you want more surface area, but
Nope.
you know,
Cringe.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's more surface area, but they actually reduce drag because they have more aerodynamic shape.
mhm,
So you're increasing your drag, turn better, easy.
hell yeah.
Alright. Well, they did far better than I actually expected them to.
Yeah.
All right, now we move on to a different hive.
Training 3, unwinnable fights.
Training 3, unwinnable fights, and I load the gun.
Training 4, committing suicide so you don't get captured by the enemy.
Here's your pill. Here's your pill. Here's your pill. You, I like you. You don't get a pill.
You're getting captured.
Yeah. You, I like you. You don't get a pill. Here's a pistol.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, one of their mechs is heavily damaged, but still operational. Let's keep in mind these things are conscript mechs, meaning they are basically made out of like tinfoil. So even just a single bite on them is enough to pretty heartily damage one. As you guys are kind of moving to the next hive, they are able to, the scrapper team that you guys brought with you is effectively able to patch up, at least get it so it's working a little better. What is the plan for the next one?
Honestly, I think we're not able to keep doing the hold your ground training. So I guess just fucking
Do it
keep
again.
doing the backpedal training because they'll get better at movement, they'll get better at firing while moving, and they'll just increase their marksmanship in general. All of which are fairly important.
Yeah. Well, that's like everything that we need to do, right? Get them used to like piloting their mechs, moving around, getting used to firing their weapons and aiming and whatever stuff. So that
Yeah.
that pretty much does it all.
Get them to
Yeah.
suck less shit in combat.
Get them to know how to actually use their equipment.
Also, if
So-
they backpedal and we stand in front of them, pretty hard for the ants to kill them. So
Over the course of the day, they steadily improve, at least to most extent. They don't lose any mechs at the very least, and they do kill a lot of bugs.
Good shit.
How good do you think these bugs taste?
not
Take a
very.
bite.
You've probably at least tried it once if you were really, really curious, because there are people that eat them.
You
The
know.
answer is they're okay.
If you want, I can heat up my fucking gun. You can cook some bug on it.
Hey, it's a desert, where there's resources can be scarce. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Use your call sign to bug eater.
One time,
Bug
eat one
connoisseur.
bug. You build 1,000 houses, no one calls you the house builder. You cook 1,000 meals, no one calls you the cook. But you fuck one sheep, you eat one bug, and then all of a sudden,
You're a sheep fucking bug eater.
Welcome to call signs. It's not the
your death
main thing you
once.
do. It's just the weird thing.
It-
you do.
it isn't-
the most notable
Isn't what
thing.
you do most? It's what's most memorable.
So, yep. The day comes to a close, and the scrappers are. Well, they're planning at least to kind of retreat back to the hills for a moment,
Alright,
because
I see no
the
issue. following.
insects, of course, are more likely to get active during the night.
Take a more defensible position. Inform Centurion to keep watch. Go to sleep.
And we're back.
Are you setting any of them on watch, or are you just letting Centurion?
No,
do
they
watch?
also get watch duty.
Oh yeah, that's part
Because
of training
guess what?
too.
Yeah, that's part of being an early Lancer pilot, or not early Lancer pilot, a early mech pilot. You get bitch duty.
Training
You
for
get fucking
teasing.
fire watch.
Yes. So, who is staying up with them then? Are you just giving Centurion the ability to command them?
Centurion gets a limited command. She can designate priority targets in a fight, and she can yell at them if they fall asleep.
All right. Are any of the other three of you staying up, or are you just letting Centurion pig that?
I'll
mean-
stay up for a little while and then head to sleep.
Yeah, I like set up.
I will wake
a
up early.
few watches, so like
But-
stay up
Yeah.
for like a little bit and then go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
stay up, then I'll wake up Vagabond, and then Vagabond can wake up Living Dead, and then
Mhm.
we can call it a day or a night.
The night is uneventful, and, well, at least as far as the bugs are concerned. You guys are woken up a couple of times after Centurion, at least to you, Living Dead, she has, assures you that she was just lightly tapping them to keep them awake. Of course, the
How many
light taps
deaths?
from a size 2 mech was sending them sprawling after they were asleep and not on the controls as closely.
Well,
So a few light
it's.
of a mech against metal.
That's
I
their own
will
fault.
get out to check to see if there's any permanent damage to either of the mechs.
Yeah, thankfully, even though these things are pieces of junk,
Yeah.
they do at least hold up to a quote unquote light tap.
That's getting off easy.
A light
Falling as-
shoulder check.
Yeah.
Falling asleep on watch duties normally, like, you're fucking.
Your
You're,
kaputs.
I don't know. You're getting hazed for sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Honestly,
Well, their hazing is
eh.
they get to eat sand for a
Yeah.
minute after being thrown several feet.
honestly, after learning no permanent damage is done, fucking Living Dead just goes back to sleep like nothing happened.
Yep.
Living Dead's used to being asleep in a moving mech. Now it's changing, really. Just slightly louder.
And over the course of the next few days, you guys do train them to be a little more competent. They might even be, at least in one of their cases, competent enough to actually be trusted with like real technology rather than piece of junk.
Damn.
An actual mech that's not just like an exosuit.
Yeah. But after that, you guys are recalled. This basically training is called good enough.
Tally the head, the head count for fucking the kills.
It's quite a few, well over 100, definitely.
Yeah, but who got the most? I assume one.
It was pretty close between 1 and 4.
Mm.
Oh, the dark horse. All right, number
Yeah.
4. Good job.
Yeah. Although 4 did try and pull off a similar maneuver to what apparently she has seen other mech pilots do, where she attempted to jump out of her mech and stab one of the bugs. It worked, barely.
Yeah, that probably ended with a verbal reaming. And by
Yeah.
probably, I mean it did end with a verbal reaming.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
a good news for pulling that stunt, you get watch duty all night.
He does argue that it did work.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So, yeah. You guys are recalled at that point, and the training is apparently done. As far as you guys are concerned, anyway.
Huge.
So, yeah, you return back to base. Another couple-day walk. And, well, find that there are new orders for you. No break, unfortunately.
Rage, not bitch work.
Oh boy. Well, that whole time was pretty much just a break anyway, just sitting out in the desert.
Pretty much for you guys, yeah. You barely had to do anything.
Sitting on top of the mech, not even like hanging outside of the mech, like usually just sitting on it, throwing rocks at the conscripts. Namely the Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys are brought back and basically told that there is a big operation that is going to commence soon. However, they need to basically get some stuff set up ahead of time. That training was, surprisingly, part of it. Even though it basically felt like freaking nothing.
Huge.
So, basically, I'm going to give you guys a clock, is what this means.
Alright. The classic clock.
Yeah?
Yep, clock.
Clock system is a good system, though.
No, I'm a
Yeah.
fan.
Where is the...
Alright. Google Chrome did not fix the issue. In fact, it made it worse.
Cool.
Hmm?
Fixing issues. 'Cause, 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 'cause
Why can't I find it? Thing, please. There it is. We'll just go ahead and borrow this. Actually, do I have? Yeah, I do have a 6. We need this.
New text.
Mm-hmm. That's just always what it spawns as. So, well, I guess for now, I actually don't know what the other side is currently doing. So, yeah, you guys are basically told that there is an ongoing operation, kind of similar to what you guys did at the airbase. That there is effectively another installation that needs to be attacked. And you guys are going to be the spear tip for it.
Perfect.
What that operation is, like actually, like which facility is being attacked and whatnot, is currently left in the dark.
Good.
But yeah, you guys are going to be the leaders on it for now. So, but they need to get ready, and that training was the first thing.
Yep.
Woo!
As for the rest, they do have other missions for you guys to go on that are basically kind of smaller time to get ready for this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have them ready. So unfortunately,
Okay.
we're
Fair
just gonna have to
enough.
end here. But
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm basically going to go ahead, write up 3 different operations, and well, maybe 3. Maybe I'll throw out 4. And over the course of the next couple weeks, probably like I'll write the names down and kind of give you guys like a summary over the next couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys can basically vote on which operations you guys are taking and which you're ignoring for now.
Mm.
And it is
Sounds
going to
good.
be kind of you have to pick like 2 out of the 4 or something like that, or you have to really move to get 3 out of the 4.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and then the other ones are going to expire.
Alright.
We are
Uh,
moving towards conclusions, effectively.
Yeah. I should note, 2 weeks today is the day that I'm moving. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work out in terms of time frame, but we shall see.
Maybe we'll
Seems like
push
a
it off then.
kind of like an all day type of thing.
It does seem like an all-day type of thing.
Typically
Yeah.
is.
Or maybe we'll push it off toward the 11 unless you like think you'll be able to do it.
Um,
So, I mean, it's easy enough to just assume that you won't have time because
yeah, I
moving
think it's
is
easy enough to assume that.
super time consuming.
Yeah.
Then yeah, maybe we'll just push it off toward 11 because that'll give me more time. And in that case, I am going to guarantee there's going to be at least 4, if not 5.
All right.
Wait,
Waiting.
You said sweet, I think.
Oh.
what did you think I said?
Wait.
Mhm.
No, you
Oh.
said waiting.
Oh.
Waiting.
So, as with most things, I'll just put it in here and you guys can vote on it. I'll try and get at least the names and the general descriptions done by, I don't know if I'll be able to do it by Monday because I'll be in Boston all day.
All right.
I'm gonna bet I'll have at least that much done by Wednesday at the latest. I'll try and get it up earlier, but if I because I won't have anything going tomorrow, so I might just sit down and just write all that stuff out. But if I
Mhm.
don't, because I do have training that's going to require me be in Boston from basically 8 in the morning till 3 at night, and then or 3 at night, 3 in the afternoon, and then between a 2 to 3 hour drive back. So
What kind of trading for your job?
Yeah, new job. So
Oh boy.
yeah. So I do not promise how much I'm gonna want to do things.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
But
that's fine.
thank you
I
for
mean,
showing up. I apologize there was no combat,
That's
but
alright.
It is what it
Yeah,
is.
no
I was
big
thinking
deal.
about just trying to throw something in for the training, and I'm just like, it's not going to be very interesting. So
Yeah.
Honestly, this
but
is
we have
probably
to have
the
some things where
better
it's
way to do
kinda
it for
boring.
fights like this, where it would just be kind of a fucking hard wash.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like the grid-based combat, if it's just like, oh yeah, you one-shot a bunch of fucking minions that you up, it's not like the
Mhm.
most compelling.
yeah, we've done that before with a couple of things where I'm just like, there's no point to having it. So
Mm-hmm.
because we had one in Wallflower, and then in this where it was just if they didn't, if you guys remember the one where you guys attacked the rebels in the manufacturing facility.
Yeah.
Like if you guys had failed to like get the jump on them, then I would have done a combat. But that was because that combat would then be harder because
Yeah,
you guys wouldn't have gotten the jump on them.
but we did get a jump on them, so it was like,
So,
oh well,
yeah.
this is done.
Yeah, I was like, there's no point in making it a combat because you guys are just gonna run him over.
Wait, my brother was working at that manufacturing facility.
Fucking too bad.
You piece of
He ain't
shit.
working there anymore.
But anticipate more missions.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I did have a question. The redundant repair, is it just a one mission thing? Is it now kaput, or do I
No,
keep it?
it's for the mission. So across all of the next combats, that repair is going to be for those.
Nice.
Yeah. Unless you used it, but I don't
I
know why
don't
you would use
think I
it.
used it. No. Um,
I'm gonna use it against these bugs that literally die in one hit.
Wait, the ability
Why?
to stabilize as a free action once per mission?
Yeah.
Wait, so you just have that for the next like for several missions? Or
Few missions, yes.
okay.
Until the next downtime, effectively.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't have to bring it on every combat encounter, but
Uh-huh.
because it is something that you kind of have to like remember to install and say, hey, I bring this
Right.
reserve. But
Wait, now that I'm reading over this table, shit, maybe I should have gotten some of that stuff because it seems pretty useful.
Yeah, there's some really good reserves in there.
Because like before I was just trying to think of like,
I
like just
realized.
pull it out of my head, like, oh, what kind of like reserves would be useful? But it's like, oh, they actually have like a
no, they
table
have
for
actual
ideas already.
things. Yeah.
I get a random reserve.
Yeah. You
So
probably should have rolled that.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have been
Oh.
used in that, but I should do that now on
well, everyone's here.
Core
find this fucking
battery.
reserve table.
Yep. Allows you to use your core power multiple times a
Okay,
mission.
that's
Alright.
nutty. That is nutty.
Mhm.
For you,
Although in
that
that
is
case,
very
it
nice.
would be between
Mech
like you guys are
equipment
gonna
and
get
gear?
repairs. So
A deployable shield.
Oh shit! It's Twim, and he's soft cover of users.
It's kind of shit
oh
for me,
no,
honestly.
soft cover. That's so hard for your team to get.
Yeah,
Looks
I'm gonna be
over
honest,
at the Ozmec.
that's very useless to me because as long as I'm using my gun in the stabilized mode, I have hard cover.
After that last mission where I ran in and immediately got lit up, I added a hardcover to my systems, or a deployable hardcover.
So you can run in, place the hardcover, and then run in again.
Exactly, and hopefully I won't get lit up.
Someone's getting lit up, man. There is a thing called.
Or at
yeah.
least like they can try to light me up, but hopefully the hardcover will do that.
Yeah,
And then if
it'll
I
be
get
harder.
lit up anyways, then I can just say, well, at least I wasn't a total idiot.
Yeah, I know. There were noticeable improvements. But then for the next time, you have nothing. So fuck.
Well, this thing, I think you can pick it up.
No, I mean the next time you do the same maneuver, you won't have an excuse because it failed last time too. And it's
Oh,
no changes were made, no improvements. But in in that case, there isn't much else. I guess you could move deployable and then hide, but then you lose your boost action. So it's like, what's the point?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I just kind of imagine like generally most like encounters would be like I only need to rush in like I only need to spend one turn rushing in, and then by then I'll probably be in range, right?
Yeah. No. What I mean is like if you rush in once with the deployable and they still let you wipe, the next mission where you rush in and place the deployable, it's like there is no excuse. You get lit up and it is your fault.
No, it's not my fault. It's the dice's fault in that case.
Fair.
I live like right in the middle of the two they're fucking really good. Feels bad. Get one more though.
So like I was looking at for like the upcoming levels, and yeah, there's so much good shit I need for my systems that after like I can only afford to use the deployables on this license level.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then after that we'll be going back to getting lit up. Well, actually, I thought about it like that time where I ran in and got like completely fucking owned. Like it would have been way better if we just let Regal go first and do something
I
like
was-
shoot a scrambler round or something.
Yeah, I was kind of down for that.
Because like my turn is like I just run in and then don't do anything, versus like anyone else could run in and at least shoot their gun, or like
Mhm.
put down like some kind of support item or scramble the enemy or literally anything other than just standing there.
Yep.
I
It
got
is
a
the
piece
problem
of the
with
same,
being a melee mech.
unfortunately, but they're cool. So
Oh yeah, they're cool. The one difference I think is the Nelson, but that's because the Nelson is built on I am fast.
Yeah.
Speed.
Yep.
peace.
Goodbye.
All right.
Pretty
That was
freaking-
very abrupt.
Yeah.
But okay.
He heard speed and decided that he had to leave quickly.
I can't argue with that.
I'm doing the clocks a little differently than I probably should do them, but it's okay. It's my
Yeah.
thing to use. So.
Well, I don't know. It seems to make sense. Like you're just filling up the hexes with red squares or like red hexes, right? And then when it's full, then it's like done.
Maybe I'll change the number of hexes you guys have based on the missions, but yeah, because I probably shouldn't give you guys more like a 7. Yeah, I can do that. That's not a big deal. Goodbye, 6th thing. Guess down here with your friend. Could you not snap? Thing? Oop. Why is it not snapping to grid? Oh, it is.
Like Foundry seems like it's a lot better than Roll20, but it seems like at the same time they also have a lot of kinks to work out.
Yeah. Foundry it has a bunch of cool systems. I think Lancer in particular has a lot of weird stuff.
Right, that makes sense because it's not like officially supported or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like a mod or like a module that you're adding into it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the 5e one works pretty well. The mapping tools are okay. I have issues with them, but that's because I'm not very good at making maps. But I mean, they function for what I need them to do.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I think the thing is, Foundry is basically Roll20 like plus in a lot of ways because it
Right.
has a lot of the like stuff you have to buy in Roll20 for $50 once and then never again. Once you own Foundry, it's yours, which is kind of nice.
Right, yeah, you
Because-
get all like the bonus features, but you don't have to pay a subscription. It's just a one-time price.
Yeah. And I mean, I've gotten a ton of use out of it. So
Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna like be using it frequently, then it's kind of
Mhm.
like a no-brainer in that sense. Because it's like, how much does it cost? Like $20 only?
No, closer to
Oh,
$50.
50? Oh, 50?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, like you'd spend that much, in like how much is the Roll20 subscription? Yeah, that's like 1 year of Roll20 or whatever.
Yeah.
So like,
And this is lifetime. So
yeah, exactly. So like after 1 year, then you're up.
And I mean, I think I don't know. I think Roll20 works well for being what it is. It's a free system. You can use a lot of stuff with it, but it doesn't have a lot of built-in functionality unless you pay for it.
Right.
And Foundry has a lot of that built-in functionality and more.
Uh-huh.
Because you can do sound effects, you can do like walls that are different. Like I could set it, I have a module now that I can set things to have different wall heights. I haven't quite figured
Oh.
out how to make mechs have different heights, because if I could do that, like I could have it where a size 2 mech can see over a height 2 piece of wall that a size 1 mech could not.
Right.
Which would be freaking cool. I haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, but like it's just that
Mhm.
sort of extra modularity is really, really cool.
Right. And it's like more open, right? Like you can add more like the modules and different stuff.
Yeah. I can add a whole bunch of random stuff for it. Along with, of course, the ability to add in Lancer Initiative. Which I don't know if you can do in Roll20. I don't think you can.
Yeah,
I
you just
might be
gotta
misremembering.
get it on a piece of paper if you're doing it
Yeah.
on there. Or like a sheet or whatever. Do it
Yeah.
manually.
Because this is so much nicer than what the other one is. We have tried. It does not work. It's so painful to try and do it like via the D&D method, where you just have it going down an initiative list, I think based on the pilot agility.
Uh-huh.
It's so bad. I think we tried it for one combat with Ravel, because I was like, here, I'll show you both methods, and we just universally decided this is awful. We're
Yeah,
not
it
doing
fucking
that.
sucked.
Well, I don't know. Theo, you got Foundry at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like,
You've been liking it as far as I heard.
yeah. I have never finished a campaign like map on it, but I make
Mhm.
slow progress.
Well, I remember you saying like last week or a while ago, like you just have this giant fucking campaign map because everything's just on one map.
Well, it's just one building with a lot of stories, but because there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of stories, and some of those stories you can see other parts of it from. I
Oh,
like just
oh
made
God.
one big map.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know I have a ship map that I got from somewhere that has something like that, where you can like see down to the hold and whatnot.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they did it. I haven't looked at their like walls and other stuff, but it is kind of neat.
I think the stairway
Yeah.
module just gives you the ability to designate like an area to be the below area, and even like you can put the below area elsewhere
Hmm. I might have to look
and
at
then
that then.
select the two areas, and then while you're in the above area you can select an area somewhere in the above area and make it so that it kind of copies the below area. It only
Hmm.
copies like actor positions, it doesn't copy like map visuals or anything, so uh kind of had to,
Still kind of neat though.
yeah,
So
essentially
what was
had oh god, English hard. Essentially I had to copy the below area
it?
over, and I think I just got lazy and said, you know what, they can see where the actors are, that's what matters.
Yep. If I remember correctly, I did get one that allows you to like use staircases, but it's not like that. At least I don't remember seeing anything about it. It's possible I just missed it though.
I think you had the same thing as me, if I remember correctly.
Possible. Because I think the one I have allows you to like teleport basically between different areas.
Yeah, that's what the staircase, at least the staircase thing I have, is you designate like an area that's a staircase, and then it'll take you to the other place.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have then.
And it just
I
has
don't remember what the heck
another,
it's called, but
there's like another option in it where you can designate like
Oh,
a
probably
zone or
multi-level
copy.
tokens is probably what it is. Yeah, teleport tokens to another location when they move to a particular region. Yep. That's what it means when it says clone tokens from one region to another. Okay, that's pretty neat. At some point when I make multi-level maps, I'll do that.
All right, well, I'm gonna head out now.
Yep.
See you guys.
Thanks for playing. Bye.
Thanks for hosting. Bye bye.
Why is there? Hold on a second. Why are there people in the Brave New World room?
Hmm?
In Leo's campaign on Sunday, there are just people
don't know.
there. Hold up.
Don't listen to him. Hello?
What the
Hey,
the
Theo.
fuck is going on here?
D&D
What?
now.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, we
Do you-
actually this is a fake out. We're doing D&D tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to do it tomorrow, so we're doing it right now. Anybody who shows up gets to play. Um,
I have a net.
How's it going, Theo?
It's going alright.
you have a net. Oh my god.
I just dropped in to figure out what the fuck was going on. I'm still wait, I
Busy.
should
Don't love
probably
me.
stop recording.